Hi Kids and Teens Psychology Tribe, we hope you and your family are smashing it. So, when your kids are being challenging, do you become the police officer or the inviter of thinking and choices? I'm guessing the next question from you is, what are you on about? What I'm on about is, how do you respond to your kids when you need to respond to difficult behaviour? I don't know how it rolls in your house, but I easily move into police officer mode. I start directing traffic and telling my daughter the law she's broken and the infringements that she's incurred. For example, if I've asked her to brush her teeth a few times and I'm getting sick of asking, in police officer mode I say something like, "Go and brush your teeth now!" Of course, sometimes this works. She hears my tone of voice and reads my non-verbals or realises she's already been asked a few times, and it can result in her doing as she's been asked. However, what's implied in police officer mode is a threat. If you don't comply, you're going to be punished. Further to this, police officer mode can also prompt kids to become criminals. Instead of complying, they argue the law, become defiant, do the opposite of what's been requested, or lose the plot. As you can probably see, police officer mode operates under threat rather than encouragement and removes the need for our kids to think and make choices. It takes away their responsibility because we become responsible for changing their behaviour. So, why is it important to reduce use of threat and encourage thinking and choice? Well, our kids will turn into teenagers and our teenagers will become adults, and we want to grow them to think for themselves and to choose to do the right thing because it's the right thing and not just when they're under threat. Further to this, threats often stop working in adolescence as teenage brains develop an improved capacity to rationally argue. Often in police officer mode, we're using commands rather than rational thinking, and this can lead to intense arguing. Hang your towel up. Why? Because I told you to. Why does it matter? Because it's on the floor. So, I'm sure you can see where this is going. So, what's the alternative? Instead of being the police officer, we're going to become the inviter of thinking and choices. This is where we use questions to invite our kids to consider their responses and to make choices about how they will respond. So rather than telling your kids to hang their towel up repeatedly, which can easily move into, "Do it now or I'm taking the iPad," you might choose to ask calmly, "What's the rule about hanging up your towel?" What we're wanting to do here is help our kids move into the thinking part of their brain rather than that part that reacts to threats. Once you've asked the question about picking up the towel and the rule, it's important that you give a few moments for your child or adolescent to realise what they've done and then to respond. Jumping in too quickly puts us back into police officer mode. Sometimes this won't be enough. Sometimes you might need to repeat the question again in a calm voice and wait for the reply. At this point, your child or adolescent might choose to get their boxing gloves on, and your job is to remain calm. You might then say something like, "Look, I don't want to argue with you. The choice is yours." Now, this might seem like you've given up. However, if you've been explicit with your kids about the expectations in the house and they choose not to follow them, then they're also likely aware of the privileges which they earn by following these expectations. But that's a topic for another video. Bye for now.